And then she starts like hooking up with this guy in front of me, and he like, you know, takes off his shirt. He's like in his boxers, and she goes to me, she's like, "Do you want to feel a hard dick?" Hey guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broco Therapy, and guess the fuck what? We have Rose and Rachel back in the fucking building, bitch. And also guess the fuck what? I went to my first sex party ever. It's been a long time coming. Okay, literally. And of course, when Rose and Rachel came over, I had to tell them. I had to tell them everything. And at that point, I was like, I might as well tell the world. Okay, so here I am now with a bonus episode for you guys about my first sex party experience. Comment below and let me know, have you gone to a sex party? Will you go to a sex party? And what are your thoughts on sex parties? All right, enough talking. The episode will start right after this break. Love you guys. Broke girl therapy.
It feels like maybe we want to know about the sex party.
I feel like you guys want to know about the sex. That's why I brought
So you went to a sex party.
Because I did an episode with Layla and Brian, not Brian, Brian from the Unmasked podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, you know, it was a Friday night, and Layla afterwards was like, "Hey, there's actually a sex party. Like, do you want to come with me?" And I was like,
"Wait, so is he not going?"
"No, because he went to some dinner party."
Okay.
And it was just me and Layla. She's like, "I'm going to a sex party. Like, do you want to come?" And I was like, I've never been asked to go to a sex party, so I felt like I needed to seize the day.
Yeah,
I was like, the opportunity
Carpe
is
diem.
now.
Condom DM.
Yeah, condom diem.
And do it.
And Brian was also out of town too, so I was just like by myself, and I'm like, fuck it, like let me just go. And
Might I just say though, I have to add this. Remember when you were telling me whether or not you were like, should I go on this vacation with my mom or not? And I said, I don't know why,
Yes.
but I think you should stay home.
And,
Do you remember when I said that in the
on
car?
the vacation, but I stayed home.
Exactly.
Because I was meant to go to a sex party instead of going to Hawaii with my mom.
And I told her, we were driving to BJ's, and then she was like, I feel like I should go on this vacation with my mom. And I was like, no, I feel like you really just should just stay home and just be by yourself for a little bit. I don't know. I feel like something cool is going to happen. It's just going to land in things.
And I stayed home, and
Psychic.
eventually I was invited to a sex
You
party
manifested this.
for the first time.
Woo.
Never been invited, so I was like, I need to go. Like this is my time. And she also knows it's like my first sex party, so I felt like it just, you know.
She was
Meant to be.
gentle with you.
Yeah, she was gentle with me. She's not going to like put me in a really weird situation. Like she was very like educational about it.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the origins of the sex party though? Like, is this something that happens every Friday night? Is this something that
Oh,
happens
I don't
every
know the details of
Oh,
that. I just
okay.
know it was actually like, it was after, maybe shout out to like King Comedy. It was like after a comedy show called King Comedy. Do you know that?
No, but I want to.
I know. Like we should go to
Kinks
that maybe.
and giggles? That sounds great.
Right?
Yeah.
That just feels like it's very up my alley. But anyways, but I guess it was like an after party, and an after party is a sex party. And so
Oh my God.
I know.
That is deep.
I love
In
this.
so many levels. Wow, the puns just keep writing themselves. I'm so sorry. Keep going. This is
Yeah.
great.
Writer.
Laughter and lubrication. Continue.
Yeah. And then, and so I was like, okay, fuck it, let's just go. And I'm like, I didn't shave my legs. I'm not prepared for this. Plus, I'm like, I mean, I don't want to play.
Well, you said you couldn't because
Yes.
they had great rules.
Yeah. So, but I couldn't play if I even
Yeah.
wanted to, because you had to show that you were like, you had to show like recent test updates within the last month
We love
Hot.
that.
to show that you're clean, to show that you're safe. And so I was like, okay, I like that. Then that makes me feel safe. The fact that they have like those rules, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not just like a
Absolutely.
free for all.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, let's just go. And so I, you know, took a couple shots of tequila.
Okay.
And then I texted Brian. And I was like, hey, like, I'm going to go to this thing. But, like, you know, don't worry. Like, I can't even play anyway because the rules. Da, 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 da. And Brian was just like, okay, have fun.
Oh, we love him. We
I
love our
know.
Cancer King.
Yeah. And so I went. And we were pretty early. And when I got there, there
What
was
is it like to be early to the
I was
sex
supposed
party?
to be like, you know, like, was it just like kind of like, oh, hey
Like,
guys,
okay, guys,
so
like,
here
give
for
me-
the fluffing and the foreplay,
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, so where do
You're
I sign
setting
up for
up all the
snacks?
lube.
Yeah, Like,
Right.
all the chip bowls and everything.
Exactly. Well, there was like snacks actually, which I was very impressed by.
Wait,
Because I heard there's. I never hear about snacks at a sex party.
Wait, no,
What
but I
kind
do
of snacks?
remember.
Top tier, Trader
like
Joe's?
you know, I didn't have any.
Okay, but Nikki and Cammie made a comment once where they were like, sometimes the best catering is at sex parties. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. I was like, she even said that it was like comparable to like catering on sets. She was like, it's just like you can be like some of the best food ever.
Yeah, it was a lot of like, it was a whole like spread.
Because keep in mind, these people also want to like keep going. So there's
Right.
gonna be like a lot of fruits
Did you know
and
whose
vegetables.
house it was?
So I didn't know. And funny enough, Layla's like, oh, the girl like knows you. I'm like, what? And so
Was she a fan?
so we met like online. Shout out to Vanessa.
Okay.
So
Hey,
like
Vanessa.
I met Vanessa before through the twins.
Okay.
And so when I went and I saw that was Vanessa, I was like, oh my god, it's so nice to meet you. Like, because I've only met her like online, never in person. But it was her place, so it's I guess felt kind of good that it was someone I like
For
kind of
sure.
knew and not just
Yeah.
like totally random. And also there were a couple people that recognized me, I guess. They're like, oh my god, Broco Therapy, you're here.
No
Shut
way.
Yeah, yeah. And I was just like,
That's
what?
so cool.
So it was really, I was like, I guess this is where I find my people.
I was gonna be like,
this
this-
is, of course I'd get recognized at a sex party, you know?
If any party, you
If any
should.
party, right. I was like, I don't ever get
That's an
recognized at
honor.
any party, but like
Yeah.
a sex party, I get
Trader
recognized.
Joe's, absolutely not. Sex party, right up your alley.
I was like, oh, this is where I would find the people that would listen to the show. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Makes perfect sense. And so, yeah, I mean, like when I got there though, it just felt like honestly just like a kickback. Like it wasn't like
Nice.
no one was naked. Yeah, it was early.
What a millennial
But there was like
term.
food. There was she had drinks too. So
kickback.
what was that?
I said the kickback is such a millennial term.
I know.
Yeah.
I know we're so millennial. But I mean, I
It's
feel like
great.
everyone was probably a millennial too. I don't know.
It should be.
Right? Are Gen Zs go to sex parties?
No, because they're not having sex.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like sometimes they're so weird about it. Here's the thing. Yes, I think Gen Zs just have they have a different relationship with sex. So I don't think they're necessarily going to sex parties. I think that they just have like a different idea of what a sexual awakening looks like. And there's been so many contradicting things that people are saying they're not having sex because of COVID. And then there's some people that are saying they're like having, they're dating to marry, and that there's more people that are like,
No. I feel like
so
there's such an
fascinating.
age of like sexual liberation, you would think, because
Yeah.
like there are these types of conversations. Like we didn't have these conversations or these types of podcasts before.
Yeah, but also keep in mind we were watching the most over sexualized fucking things happening
Yeah.
on TV. Like it was teenagers, Dawson's Creek,
Right.
fucking Buffy the Vampire
OC.
Slayer, like the OC, like the
Yeah.
skinny 90s supermodels. Like sex was selling in the fucking 90s and the early 2000s. Like think about Slim Fast, Be Skinny, Skinny
Right.
Jeans, over sexualizing fucking Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera's Dirty. Like porn was like in the internet, like sex. And then it's like with Gen Zs, it's like, yeah, sure, they were coming after our sexual liberation of like us owning it, but then it was then immediately cut off because like the physical notion of COVID. Oh, you can't touch someone 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Like this idea that you're not doing
Interesting.
things with people, or this idea that like, hey, getting an STI is really scary, but getting COVID is even scarier. And this idea of like,
Yeah.
don't be too close, don't touch me. And then like, yeah, I just feel like there's like I don't think it's fair not to at least pull some reasoning to this idea of like what COVID had on people's effect of intimacy to an extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
kind of
fair.
like how
That's
AIDS
fair.
was in the 80s. People like kind of slowed down on having sex, and then it just like came back rapidly when like people started
So
like
Gen
talking about
Gen
safe
Alpha
sex.
is gonna be just
I think they're just gonna be like us on steroids. They're just, I
Yeah.
think, gonna be like back to that liberation of being like, hey guys, like, what are we gonna do? But I also
Yeah.
feel like if you look at like Euphoria, that show was so over sexualized, but then written by a millennial man trying to understand Gen Z, and I
Yeah.
feel like he kind of missed the mark in a weird way.
yeah.
Personally,
Yeah.
I guess I mean yeah, because I mean.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe there was a Gen Zer there, I don't know, but like there was definitely like married people there.
hot.
So like couples, married people and singles, like a wide range. And I mean, it felt like I was at a kickback, honestly. Like, when you go to like a party and everyone's just like drinking and getting to know each other, like that was it. She was like, and Layla was like introducing me to everyone. Like she was so kind and like no one was judging me for,
Yeah.
being, new to a sex
Did
party.
you get anyone's phone number, like in a friend way?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, no.
Did you take
yeah.
any photos with
Just
fans?
like where you like meet
No, there's
people.
no photos.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was
Oh,
no
yeah,
like
there's no photos.
information exchange or anything. Like honestly, I kind of just went in being like, I'm not expecting anything, but at the same time, I'm not in the mindset to like go play with anyone. Like if anything, I felt like I was a cat. Like going to something, just sussing it out. Like, like how are the people? How does this work? What are the rules? Like what's okay and what's not okay? Like I just wanted to like feel it out before I ever feel comfortable doing something like that.
Yeah.
And if I would ever even want to do that, I don't even know. I haven't even made up my mind if I would ever want to play at a play party. But
Yeah.
if I would, I think I would like it take a lot for me to feel really comfortable. But I just wanted to go for the experience. I mean, no one's ever fucking invited me. So I'm like, this is my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
And so
sure.
I did it. And yeah, it honestly just felt like I was at like a millennial high school party,
Yeah.
you know, house party in the suburbs. It felt very familiar to like my upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like at house parties, like especially like high school house parties, like, oh, like so-and-so like hooked up and like made out. It's like that, but then like they're just openly having sex.
Yes.
Were they doing it in the living room too, or was it just in that one room?
There was like a bedroom where most of them were doing it. There was 2 bedrooms. There was one that just had like one bed in there, and then there would be like, I only saw like a couple in there and then maybe some other people, but there was one room where like it was like every inch of that corner of that room someone was in there and someone
Was there anything
fucking.
in there? Or was
It was just
empty?
like they just had like mattresses. They were just like little, like it was just, there was no
Like
furniture. It was
futons?
just like flat mattresses, blankets out of
sheets?
fucking sheets. Yeah.
Okay.
Was there a washer and unit in, like, did you
Yeah.
see it in
Did you see
there?
the
Was that,
washer
like,
and
did you
dryer
see the
in
washer
I
unit?
and
did
dryer
see a
in
washer and
unit?
dryer in unit.
Nice.
So
Okay.
it was a nice
Very smart.
apartment.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
But
So it was like a bunch of like, it's like a slumber party. It's like cots and like everyone
yeah,
just like on the
basically.
floor or
But the
sleeping
people were
bags.
just having sex, and it was just like it.
Okay.
It's like it's so funny because it's like when I say it now, it does sound. It feels absurd to say, but
But
like
it made sense when you were
when I was there, it just felt very natural.
like a museum.
Yeah, or just like a house party with your friends and people are just hooking up because you know you're drunk and you're horny, whatever. You
Wow.
know, like I feel like I don't know. I always would back in the day when I would go to like house parties in Valencia and stuff. Like there've been so many times I walk into a room and I like run into someone having sex.
I mean, yeah, that
Like
is
that happened
very
to me
high school.
so many. I
Yeah.
walked in on so many fucking people. I was like, oh my god, like it
So
was
many
like a
fucking
thing.
people fucking.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
No,
So, but it's
that
like,
makes,
but
that's
instead of
super
the
high
doors
school.
are closed, it was just
Yeah.
open, you know. But then like, there's other people who are just like me, just have their clothes on, just chilling, like talking, like it's not, you know.
See, and I feel like in a setting like that, I would feel awkward being the dressed person.
Well,
I didn't
was
feel
gonna
awkward,
say,
actually.
what was the
I didn't feel
ratio?
pressured.
Not like okay, maybe like awkward's not there, but just in the sense that I would be like, I just would be like, man, I just feel very overdressed. Like if everyone around me was
And you know
naked
me,
and
I'm
fucking, I
always
would be like,
overdressed.
"Oh,
I
feel
covered
weird."
up, like I wasn't
Yeah.
like no ounce of like titty or ass or
Yeah.
anything was
What was
showing.
the
like,
ratio of clothed people to unclothed people?
I would say, I mean, mind you, we did leave, so I don't know what it was towards the end of the night. But like by the time I left, it was probably like 50-50.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But was it like swapping in, as in like people were clothed and then they'd go do their thing? Or was it
What do you mean?
like were the clothed people then unclothed and then clothed again? Or did people just come just to hang out and not?
Yeah, they were
Have
just hanging
sex.
out, and by the time I think they was like ready to like they were feeling frisky or they connected with someone, I think that's when like clothes would start coming off. But I didn't see people like put it back on and off. Like if it was off, it was just off, and you would walk around just like with
Wow.
your underwear or whatever.
Interesting. And when people
Yeah.
would start going at it, would they just walk up to each other and go for it? Or did it seem like a lot of like foreplay?
I mean, I didn't watch like any specific couple from like beginning to end
Yeah.
necessarily because I was just like talking to people and getting to know people. So I wasn't, and I also like ran into some people that I knew too. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, LA, you know?
Yeah. LA.
But it was, I didn't like from what my understanding was just like people just like chilling. And then they're probably like, oh, like, do you want to go have sex? Like actually there's this one girl, and she was really cool. And she was kind of like showing me the ropes. She's like, oh my God, you could watch or whatever. But then she like, you know, was talking to this guy and she's like, oh, like, are you down? Like, do you want to go? Like, you know, and then he's like, sure.
She literally was like, "Can I pull you for a chat, babes?"
Literally, like, play for a chat, babes. But like, and
Wow,
then,
fun.
Yeah, and yeah, it was fun. And
Oh,
then
man, it can really be that easy sometimes. You
it honestly
guys.
felt so like I was just at a high school party and people are like, it felt very familiar,
yeah.
but like still like, what the fuck, you know? And it
Oh,
was
this
just
sounds
crazy
like
because it's like, yeah,
fun.
when I was looking in the room, because the girl was like, I was like telling her, I was like, it's my first time, but I want to watch, like I'm curious, but I also don't want to like, you know, be invasive. She's like, no. She's like, people love to be watched. Like, so if you're watching, like, she's like, stand right here, like, just watch. She's like, as long as you're not like getting in the way or like being weird or creepy, like it's fine. But
Yeah.
like, some of these people like to put on a performance. Like they know they're being watched. Like everyone's out here in the open doing it.
I like the idea of that.
Yeah.
Do you think Brian would ever go with you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but I think for him, he would also he's also more sus about people. Like, I don't think he would ever feel comfortable. He'd be like, whose fucking house is this?
Yeah.
Like,
who's the op?
He would need to know a little bit more detail and feel like secure in a sense of like, even just to show up at a party, you know, not even to like play. Just to make sure. I think that's just how he is if he goes anywhere.
I was like, that's the most
like,
Oakland shit I've ever heard about him.
Anywhere.
Who's going to be there? What's the exit strategy? Who's driving? Who's homies who? Is this random house? Yeah.
And he also kind of like got a little bit upset with me because he felt like it was too spontaneous and he wasn't in town to really like
discuss it.
Details.
Yeah, to get into details. And I kind of just texted him and just did it. And, you know, like with him, he like needs to know like, he's like, I was concerned, like, whose party were you going to? He's like, I never met Layla yet. Yeah. So he's like, he was just nervous. But
concern for you.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at the same time, it wasn't mad that I was at a sex party. He was just kind of like, for safety reasons, was like, what the fuck are you doing? Because I could be a little bit, like, spontaneous in comparison to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was fun. I mean, I met some people, talked, got the experience in.
So when's your next one?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I was just kind of like, I had a great time. I told her, I was like, please invite me to more.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to go. I think it was like this perfect first one because it was more of like a kickback versus, because she was saying like, you know, there's obviously big mansion ones and like, you know, bigger like parties. And this one was just more of a chill one. Because I think I would feel really overwhelmed if I walked in and everyone was just fucking right in front of me right away.
Yeah.
Like, I do need some
I feel like
foreplay.
that's also like with the movies and like what
eyes wide shut kind of vibes.
That's exactly like I feel like media portrays it as this like intense.
And I'm sure like there are parties like that, but this one in particular, in my experience, it just was like, maybe I also went early, so I was able to just kind of like get comfortable and get familiar. But yeah, I mean, I think I was very prude and kind of closed off in a sense, so no one really like made a move. Yeah. And I also just think too, like, I mean, there were a lot of really good looking people there, don't get me wrong. I think it was nice to see like different nationalities and stuff, but I do think that like it wasn't really size inclusive. Like, I didn't really see that anybody with any ass and titties. And I kind of want to like, I mean, a lot of the women were very thin. Beautiful women.
Yeah, but that's a good point.
But not like, but not really any women with like curves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And honestly, I'm not even saying like even like bigger built. Like there was just no boobs or butts or anything.
Yeah,
so it's just like, dang, like I want to see some titties and ass. And I didn't even see no titties and ass.
You had to go home and stare in the mirror. You're
right.
Like,
I was like, I'll probably
might as well just take my shirt off just for there to be some titties here.
I'll do it.
I guess I was like, I guess I'm the only one here.
Okay,
size inclusive. Yeah, I was like, let me make this fucking So that was the only thing. It was just like, it was like everyone was really skinny, so I was just like, okay, you know, which is like okay, but still, I want to see like
diversity.
Diversities.
Yeah,
diversities.
But it was fun seeing like threesomes, you know, and people sucking dick and like doing doggy style, and I
love that.
Yeah, and then I did touch a hard dick.
I wanted to know if you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah. So it sounds a lot more scandalous than I think it is. But
well, we saw how you did it.
Yeah, give us a little how to go.
Like a little like a little pat.
Yeah. So like
you just dabbed it. That's all.
Yeah. So this girl, she's actually followed. Anyways, she was telling me, she's like, she was the one kind of giving me like the rundown of like what happens. She's like, yeah, you could watch it. And then she starts like hooking up with this guy in front of me, and he like, you know, takes off his shirt. He's like in his boxers, and she goes to me, she's like, do you want to feel a hard dick? And I was like,
I'm sorry, is this Boys in the Hood? Do you want to see a dead body? Like, it was like, you want to feel a hard dick? And I was like,
sure.
Okay, sure.
I don't know, but I also was like, if you're okay with this, to the guy, and she's like,
yeah.
And she asked him like, are you okay with this? And he was just like, okay. And then she's like, sure. And I just went, Like,
You literally
for
jaspered
those,
it.
right?
Yeah.
For those
Just
who are
like
like
your
are just
cat
listening in
being
audio,
like,
it's just
like a tap.
it's just like okay, like it was just
You high-fived it.
I high-fived it. Like
Yeah. You
I
didn't
don't-
grasp.
I didn't. No, my God, it was no
Nope, it
grasping.
was just like
I'm
a-
too scared for that. Are you kidding? It was
No,
just
that's
like,
fine.
okay, cool. Wow, that was
You
hard.
bopped it.
It was.
I have to go to the
bopped
bathroom.
It.
You
Yeah.
bopped it. She bopped it.
I bopped it,
Yep.
and then that was it. Was it? It's like bop.
No
and
flick,
go.
no twist.
Yeah, no twist.
None
no.
of that. Just like a bop it.
Bop it.
Flip it.
Yeah.
Twist it. Bounce it.
Right, literally.
Get
Bop
out of
it.
here.
And that was it. And I was like, okay, that was like it's the most skinless thing after, and yeah. And I told Brian he was a little upset with that, but it's okay.
You
was like,
just
but-
bopped it.
I was like, I literally like, I don't even think that counts. I think I'm saying like hard dick, and it sounds a lot more intense because that's how it was presented to me. But it was just, I felt like, I said this to you guys earlier, I felt like I was a 6th grader at an 8th grade party.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I
Calling
was
your
just,
mom from the closet being like, Mom, can you come pick me up?
yeah, I was like, people are doing spin the bottle, making out with their crushes and stuff. And I'm
And I
like,
don't want to be here.
Were
like,
they
this
playing
is-
spin the bottle there?
No, but I'm just saying like that's
They
like
should.
the equivalent.
Yeah. Oh
they
my
should,
God.
honestly.
I feel like that's like a great segue
Yeah.
into it.
Oh my
That's
God,
like,
should we throw a sex party?
gosh, right here.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It
So
has a lot of games, great snacks.
I
Great
worked with a
catering.
girl when I was a hostess who was like a host at one of them, one of the, like the mansion ones.
Mm.
And she came to work the next day and how was your night? And she was like telling me all about it. And she was like, oh, there's this girl I play with sometimes. And her husband was out of town. So they like messaged beforehand
Yeah.
of like, are you going to be there? Yes, I'm like hosting or whatever. And she was like, so we made this plan and I electrocuted her titties. And she was like, and it was amazing. And I remember this was like years ago. I was dumbfounded.
Yeah.
I was
Right,
like,
you're like, what the fuck?
what?
Shocking. How
Shocking.
exciting. Yeah.
Shocking.
Oh my
You
God.
and your puns.
That was beautiful. I love that.
Would you guys
Okay.
go to a sex party?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go next time.
I'm down.
I honestly, a part of me was like, should I hit up my friends right now? But I also was like,
It's your first
I
time. You
was-
don't want to
my-
play. You don't want to
You
do.
need
You don't want
to-
to be like
exactly.
the guy, the daisy chaining homie who
Right.
brings people to your
Literally.
first.
Also,
party.
you've sussed it out for us. too,
Yeah.
So
Test it out.
But yeah, I'd be totally down.
But like
Yeah.
next time, and also Layla loves you, Rose. So I feel like
Really?
obsessed with you.
Well, I love her because I told you I watched the
Yeah.
pod when you were on their episode.
Mhm.
So and I was like, oh my God, I love, and then like kind of fell down their rabbit hole and everything. I think they're fucking. I think she's so cool.
Yeah,
I
no,
would love to
she's
hang
like
out with her.
obsessed with you. So she's like, I really
Oh my
want to
God, I'm so
fucking meet
honored.
Rose. And I was like,
What?
yeah, you will.
Oh my God,
So-
I'm
And she wants to
flattered.
do an
Amazing.
episode with you.
With me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like you should have her bring. Well, I'll come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah,
You'll
yeah.
come in many ways.
But-
I think
yeah.
she'd be obsessed with you too.
Oh my God.
No, I'm
But
sure.
It's
I'm
a
pretty sure
it's a
she probably
package
want
deal.
to.
And
It's a package.
we
deal.
are a package
Yeah,
deal.
it is a package deal.
But
She probably
then
would
you
definitely
guys should
love you.
talk about it on the pod.
Oh, without a doubt. I think
Yeah.
that would be great, actually.
What?
Oh, talk like with us hanging
Like
out
have
and like the
Rose go to one.
Oh,
with you
yeah,
guys,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
talk about
be
it.
like with things and I compare the notes and everything. But also keep in mind, remember, like as I told your husband, I was your boyfriend. Because what was the first
Yeah,
thing I did
yeah,
when I
you're
walked
like-
into your house? Is I
literally,
carried
you're
in
like-
your package.
Yeah.
And Ian was like, "Oh, I usually do that." And I was like, "It's okay. The boyfriend's here."
The
and he was like,
boyfriend's here.
And your husband said
The
it. He was
side
like,
piece.
The boyfriend's here.
He's-
And I failed because I only brought the package halfway into the house.
At one point, I yelled at him. I was like, "Why'd you put it in the kitchen, Ian?" Like,
I
why
was
did you
like,
put
"Oh,
it
that
in
was
the
me,
bathroom?"
my bad, Dave." And then of course you were like, "Oh no, it's okay, Rose. It's a surprise."
It's
And
okay.
Ian like
Ian,
looked at
get
me,
it out of
and I
here.
was
Yeah.
like, "I'm the boyfriend."
He did your
Literally,
dirty
that was
work.
the
Yeah,
funniest.
he did.
He put the
But-
box in the right place.
Oh, you can find me at Rose_Etta_Stone, or the new blog on theblock.com.
I'm Rach BTH. Wait.
No,
I get
no,
this
I gotta pull it up.
I should change it to that just
Yeah,
for this.
yeah,
RCHBTH. It's my names without vowels.
Yes. And then you guys follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to workotherapy.com.
Yay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, let's go back. I don't feel like
Wait,
getting
but
up
do
to
you
do it
want
again.
to? Do you want me to find you a dick?
Broke girl therapy.